The atmosphere at BTS's Baltimore concert reportedly became even more intriguing when fans noticed the reaction of Taehyung's father, who was seated in the front row among the audience. With an excellent view of the stage, he appeared to be closely watching every interaction between the members. Throughout the performance, at one point, Jimin and Jungkook shared a warm moment on stage, with Jimin appearing to embrace Jungkook in front of the cheering crowd. The moment immediately attracted attention, as fans captured the interaction from different angles while the stadium erupted with excitement. However, what caught the attention of some fans was the expression on Taehyung's father's face during the moment. He appeared noticeably serious and somewhat sulky as he watched Jimin hugging Jungkook on stage, creating a brief moment that quickly became a topic of discussion among fans online. For several seconds, fans seemed more interested in the reaction from the audience than the interaction itself. Taehyung's father remained in the front row, and his seemingly unimpressed expression led some fans to jokingly speculate about what might have been going through his mind. Of course, an expression captured during a concert can easily be misunderstood. The lighting, camera angle, timing, or simply his natural facial expression could have made him appear more annoyed than he actually was. There is no confirmation that he was genuinely upset about Jimin and Jungkook's interaction. Still, the contrast between the excited crowd and Taehyung's seemingly serious expression made the moment especially entertaining for fans. While thousands of armies were cheering for Jimin and Jungkook, attention briefly shifted toward the man sitting in the front row and his unforgettable reaction. Was Taehyung's father really bothered by seeing Jimin hug Jungkook, or was it simply an amusing expression caught at the perfect moment? Whatever the truth may be, the unexpected reaction quickly became one of those memorable fan moments from BTS's Baltimore concert, leaving fans wondering what he was actually thinking as he watched the scene unfold. Then, just as Jimin wrapped his arms around Jungkook, fans noticed what appeared to be a striking change in the expression of Taehyung's father. Seated in the front row with a clear view of the stage, he seemed to be watching the interaction closely when his previously neutral expression suddenly appeared more serious. The timing was enough to make fans wonder whether the moment had caught his attention. As the crowd erupted into loud cheers, cameras continued capturing the emotional interaction between Jimin and Jungkook. Yet instead of focusing only on the stage, some fans began paying attention to the reaction happening just a few meters away. Taehyung's father appeared to maintain a noticeably stern expression, creating a fascinating contrast with the excitement surrounding him. For a few seconds, the difference was striking. Jimin and Jungkook appeared relaxed as they shared the affectionate moment, while Taehyung's father seemed much more reserved in the front row. Fans watching the footage began replaying the moment, particularly because his expression appeared to change almost exactly when the embrace happened. That timing quickly fueled playful speculation among fans. Some jokingly wondered whether he was silently questioning what he had just witnessed, while others suggested that he might simply have been concentrating on the performance. There is, of course, no confirmation that his expression had anything to do with Jimin hugging Jungkook. Still, the perfectly timed reaction became an unexpected highlight of the concert footage. While the stadium was filled with cheers for the two BTS members, Taehyung's father's seemingly serious expression added another layer of mystery to the scene. Was he actually reacting to the hug, or did the cameras simply capture an innocent expression at the most dramatic possible moment? While the entire stadium erupted in cheers, one reaction in the front row appeared completely different. Thousands of fans were screaming with excitement as Jimin and Jungkook shared their affectionate moment on stage, but Taehyung's father seemed noticeably more reserved. Sitting just a short distance from the stage, his serious-looking expression immediately created a striking contrast with the celebration happening around him. The louder the crowd became, the more noticeable his reaction seemed. Fans waved their light sticks, shouted the members' names, and captured the moment on their phones, while Taehyung's father appeared to remain focused on the stage with a much more solemn expression. The contrast was almost cinematic, an entire stadium celebrating while one person in the front row seemed completely unfazed. Then, as the embrace continued, fans began shifting their attention between the stage and the audience. Some viewers reportedly noticed that Taehyung's father appeared to maintain the same serious expression, while everyone around him was visibly thrilled. For fans watching the footage afterward, that difference became one of the most intriguing details of the moment. Naturally, the unexpected contrast sparked playful reactions online. Some fans jokingly imagined that he might have been silently processing what he was seeing, while others pointed out that a single facial expression cannot reveal what someone is actually thinking. After all, concert lighting, camera angles, and timing can make an ordinary reaction appear far more dramatic than it really is. Still, the image was undeniably memorable. Jimin and Jungkook at the center of the stage, thousands of armies cheering at the top of their lungs, and Taehyung's father sitting in the front row with an expression that seemed completely different from everyone around him. Whether it was genuine reaction or simply a perfectly timed moment caught on camera, the contrast gave fans yet another detail to debate long after the Baltimore concert ended. For a few seconds, fans watching the scene began wondering whether they had just witnessed something unexpected. The stadium was already filled with deafening screams as Jimin and Jungkook shared their moment on stage, making it difficult to focus on anything else. Yet amid the flashing lights and thousands of excited voices, something happening in the front row slowly began to attract attention. At first, nobody seemed to pay attention to the audience, but then several fans noticed the man sitting directly in front of the stage, Taehyung's father. Because of his position, he had an unobstructed view of the members, and fans watching the footage began looking more closely at his reaction as the moment unfolded. Then came the embrace. Jimin moved closer to Jungkook, and the crowd immediately erupted even louder. Fans screamed, phones went into the air, and the entire atmosphere seemed to explode with excitement. But as viewers shifted their attention toward the front row, they appeared to notice that Taehyung's father was not reacting with the same visible excitement as everyone around him. That brief contrast was enough to make fans pause and replay the footage. Some wondered whether his expression had changed at the exact moment. Jimin hugged Jungkook, while others believed they might simply be reading too much into a fleeting facial expression. Without hearing what he was thinking, nobody could know for certain what was going through his mind. Still, the suspense made the moment feel even more dramatic. For fans watching from the stadium or through videos afterward, it was almost as if there were two separate scenes happening at once. The crowd celebrating on stage and an intriguing reaction unfolding just below it. Was Taehyung's father genuinely reacting to what he saw, or did fans simply catch an ordinary expression at the perfect moment? Some fans jokingly interpreted the expression as a protective father mode moment, especially because Taehyung's father was seated so close to the stage. As Jimin and Jungkook shared their affectionate interaction, his seemingly serious expression became an unexpected detail that fans could not help but notice. The playful interpretation quickly added another layer of excitement to the already memorable scene. Others, however, were more cautious about reading too much into a single facial expression. They pointed out that what looked like a frown could simply have been a moment of concentration, a reaction to something happening elsewhere on stage, or even the result of the lighting and camera angle. After all, a few seconds of footage cannot reveal what someone is actually thinking. Still, the protective father joke spread because of the timing. The crowd was cheering loudly. Jimin and Jungkook were at the center of attention. And then the camera appeared to capture Taehyung's father looking unusually serious. For fans, the combination was almost too perfect not to turn into a playful theory. Some fans even imagined a humorous scenario in which Taehyung's father was silently observing everything from his front row seat. Of course, that interpretation is purely fan speculation and should not be taken as evidence of his actual feelings. His expression alone cannot confirm whether he was amused, surprised, concerned, or simply focused on the performance. In the end, the moment became entertaining precisely because nobody knows what was really going through his mind. Was it truly a brief protective father mode moment, or was the camera simply in the right place at the right time? Either way, the contrast between the roaring crowd and his seemingly serious expression gave fans another unforgettable detail to discuss from BTS's Baltimore concert. The moment between Jimin and Jungkook may have lasted only a few seconds, but the reaction surrounding it gave fans something else to talk about. As the two members shared the affectionate moment on stage, thousands of armies erupted in cheers, while Taehyung's father remained seated in the front row, appearing noticeably more serious than the people around him. That contrast quickly caught the attention of fans watching the footage. Some began wondering whether his expression had changed because he had noticed Jimin embracing Jungkook. Others laughed and described it as a possible protective father mode moment, turning what might have been an ordinary facial expression into one of the most amusing details from the concert. But there was another possibility. The expression could simply have been captured at an unfortunate moment, influenced by the lighting, camera angle, or something happening elsewhere on stage. There is no confirmation that Taehyung's father was actually upset, uncomfortable, or reacting negatively to Jimin and Jungkook's interaction. Still, the timing made the scene difficult for fans to ignore. Just as the crowd reached its loudest point, attention suddenly shifted from the stage toward the front row. For viewers watching afterward, it almost felt like an unexpected second storyline was unfolding beneath the main performance. So, was Taehyung's father actually reacting to the Jimin Jungkook moment? Or did fans simply catch an innocent expression at the perfect time, without knowing what was really going through his mind? The truth remains unclear, and that may be exactly what makes the moment one of the most amusing mysteries from BTS's Baltimore concert.